Hello viewers, welcome to this webinar on the topic filing of final return online on GST portal. This webinar is brought to you by Goods and Services Tax Network GSTN in collaboration with NEGD, National E-Governance Division, Digital India. I am Pankaj Arora. I am presently contributing as Senior Manager Outreach and Capacity Building in Goods and Services Tax Network GSTN. I once again welcome you for this webinar. So to start with, the agenda for today will be, we will elaborate what is the final return, which is called GSTR 10, and what are the relevant rules and provisions for filing relating to GSTR 10 final return. And we will elaborate what is the format of final return and what are the preconditions, various preconditions for filing this final return, and when it is to be filed, and how it is to be filed on GST portal. And we will certainly take on some questions relating to the topic of the webinar from the viewers. We have made all out efforts to cover all your queries on this aspect as far as possible, and we will certainly take on the live queries from the participants also. So to start with, Section 45 of CGST Act mandates filing of final return, which is in form GSTR 10. So by every registered person who is required to file a return under Section 39, subsection 1. But here is one special distinction, that those taxpayers whose GST registration is cancelled, only they are required to file the final return, which is called GSTR 10. So to talk about rules, Rule 81 of CGST rules specifies filing of GSTR 10 electronically at GST portal, that is common portal for GST, and it also specifies that this return should be filed within 3 months of the date of cancellation or the date of order of cancellation, whichever is later. So if in all the cases, viewers, the date of order of cancellation is later, so this return is required to be filed by all the taxpayers whose registrations have been cancelled. The final return will be filed within the 3 months of the date of cancellation or the date of order of cancellation, whichever is later. So and in the cancellation order itself, there are 2 dates. One is date of issue of order, and another is effective date of cancellation. So we will describe it in the later part of this presentation. And this there is one important announcement for those taxpayers whose registration have been cancelled prior to the period 16 September 2018, because the facility to file final return GSTR 10 has been enabled on GST portal on 16 September 2018. So all such taxpayers whose GST registrations have been cancelled prior to 15 September 2018, they can file final return by 15th of December 2018. So I hope this is very important announcement, especially for those taxpayers whose registration have been cancelled, whether on their own application or by the tax officials by initiating the action for cancellation against them as per the GST provisions. So all such taxpayers are required to file the final return prior to 15th of December 2018, because this facility has been enabled at GST portal on 16th of September. So the 3 months time limit will be calculated starting from the 16th of September as the first day of the 3 months. So there are certain type of taxpayers who are not required to file the final return even if their registration is cancelled. So such type of taxpayers who are not required to file GSTR 10 are input service distributors. Second is NRTP, that is non-resident taxable persons. Third is the persons who are required to deduct tax at source TDS under section 51, and the composition dealer and the persons who are required to collect tax at source TCS under section 52, they are also not required to file final return, even in the case of the registration of their cancellation of their registration. So we will talk about the format of GSTR 10. The format has been notified by notification number 21st of 2018, Central Tax. That is, that was issued on 18th of April 2018. It is basically the statement of stocks held by such taxpayers on the day from which the cancellation is made effective. So in this statement, such taxpayers have to enter the details of the stock of inputs and the inputs contained in the semi-finished goods as well as the finished goods, and they have also to enter the details of the capital goods and plant and machinery on which which stock they have availed the input tax credit. And this return is intended to provide details of ITC involved on closing stock, which is to be that ITC is to be reversed by the taxpayer while filing the final return. So here is the format of final return. The first first three data fields are relating to GSTN, legal name and trade name, and the fourth is address for future correspondence. So if there is certain change in the address details available on record with the department, the such persons are required to update their address. And then the effective date of cancellation. Effective date of cancellation is that the date of closure of business on the date from which the registration is to be cancelled. So the date of order may be different and the effective date of cancellation may be different in certain cases. And the sixth is the reference number cancellation, that is ARN. ARN, when you have filed the application for cancellation of registration, then the ARN will be you will have to enter. But while you are filing at Common Portal, these details will be auto-populated, including the detail of the date of cancellation order. So the first 7 data fields will be auto-populated when we log into the GST portal with your valid credentials and file final return. And there is a very important column in which you have to describe the entries relating to the details of input, which is in your stock as on the date of the effective date of cancellation. And the second is the inputs contained in semi-finished goods as well as the finished goods held in stock on that day. And you will also have to enter the details of capital goods, plant and machinery, on whose stock you have availed the input tax credit. So after calculating these input tax credit, you will have to pay it from your utilizing the electronic cash ledger or the credit ledger. You have to pay it to the government, and only with this payment the form GSTR 10 can be filed. So the table 8 is relating 8A is relating to there is one marked differentiation. These type of entries are based on the differentiation on 2 type of cases. One is where the tax invoice is available, and second type of differentiation is that where the tax invoice is not available. So the relevant entries are to be marked in the relevant data field. And the second is the 9th table describes the amount of tax payable and paid. We will see how this table looks in the form, which is in the form when you file final return at GST portal. So if there is any interest or late fees payable, that entries also have to be made in the form, and the amount has to be paid. So this was the structure of the GSTR 10 form final return, and this I have described what entries you have to fill in while you fill the form for final return. So there is one differentiation where the invoices are not available, and in such case the value is ascertained on the basis of the provisions given in the relevant rules. So in the case of inputs as such, or inputs contained in semi-finished goods, or the inputs contained in finished goods, these are to be taken where the invoices are available. This will be taken as per the pro rata basis of the pro rata basis of the ITC availed in respect of the quantity available of such inputs or such stock available with you. But in case there are capital goods or plant or machinery which is to be cleared after usage, the certain formula is fixed for valuation of such plant capital goods, old and used capital goods and plant and machinery. So there's a certain formula for that, which is for which you may refer Rule 44 of the CGST rules. While I cite the CGST rules, the parallel provisions are being made in the relevant state and union territories acts of the concerned states or union territories. So here arises one question: if there is no such stock on which the available on which the credit is to be reversed or credit has been availed earlier, so in that case, nil final return can also be filed by the taxpayer. So these are the preconditions for filing final return. The preconditions are that the taxpayer should have a valid user ID and password, and he should have applied for cancellation of registration, and the cancellation order should have already been issued before filing the final return. So the order of cancellation may be issued irrespective of whether it was on the application filed by the application for cancellation filed by the concerned taxpayer, or in case of suo motu initiation of proceeding by the tax authorities, in case any violation is noticed as enumerated in the relevant provisions. So that order should have been issued for cancellation. So the navigation flow is, after logging in, when you log in the GST portal, you can access the dashboard and click on the services, and then you click on the return, and then in the services menu itself, the final return menu is there. I must reiterate this, that you will not find final return in the return dashboard for all the taxpayers whose registration have been cancelled. They can find the final return format at GST portal after login, and when they click on services menu and they click on returns, the final return menu is there, as you can see in this slide. That final return you can see on the bottom of this slide. Final return is mentioned. So here you access after login in GST portal, and if there is certain message field, you are requested to while you're filing, you are requested to go through these messages. These messages are very important. So you can there is a tab for final return GSTR 10, and which on the basis of the date of order of cancellation, your due date will be mentioned when you approach this tab, and you click on this tab. And there are two options: prepare online and prepare offline. So to start with, this final return can be filed only through online, but its entries can be prepared using the offline utility also. After preparation, offline utility is available at GST portal in the download section. So if your data field contains more anything which is more than 500 records per table, you have to enter in table 8A, B, and C, and table 8D. In that case, you are advised to use prepare the return through offline utility, and then you can upload it online using the proper option. So this is when you click on the file online, you can see that that on the top of it, of the box, your GI number, your legal name, your trade name, the financial year, and the date of cancellation order is auto-populated. Likewise, the effective date of cancellation of registration, which is mentioned in that cancellation order, is also auto-populated. And the reference number of the cancellation order is also auto-populated, and the due date of filing, is also auto-populated. So these fields are auto-populated when you access the GSTR final return. There are other tabs like address for future correspondence, CA certificate, and then after that, you will have to enter the details in table 8A, B, 8C, and 8D. So here you can see that there is one table, that is table 9 and 10, which pertains to the amount of tax payable and paid. It is grayed out. It is not enabled yet. So when we will enter the relevant details in all other tabs, it will be activated. So to start with, the first tab on which we have to work is address for future correspondence. In this, you can see that your address details as well as your telephone number, email address, and mobile number. It will be auto-populated as you have mentioned in your application for cancellation. Or but it will be editable. So if there is any change, you can enter the updated change, update these tables, and here you can click on save. And when you will click on save, the details which you will enter will be saved, and you can see a message on the top that request has been accepted successfully. So the next screen, you will see that there is CA certificate. So in this field, the particulars of the certifying chartered accountant or the cost accountant, whoever has issued the certificate, which is required in lieu of the rule 44.5. So 44.5, which is required to be furnished by the CA or chartered accountant or the cost accountant. You will have to enter those details of the chartered accountant. But here it is important to mention that the CA certificate is necessary only when you will have to enter the details in table 8D. Otherwise, no CA certificate is necessary to be furnished. So to repeat, table 8D, if you have to enter details in table 8D, where you have the stock of such goods for which the tax invoice is not available. Only in that case, the details you enter will be certified by the practicing chartered accountant or the cost accountant as referred in the rule 44.5 of the CGST rules. The certificate, that entries you will have to enter here, and then you will have to choose that file. You will have to scan that certificate copy, and you will have, but that while uploading that document, you will have of the scanned copy of the certificate. Please ensure that the format is PDF or JPEG, and its size does not exceed 500 KB. And then you will have to upload this scanned copy of the certificate in the required format. And then after uploading that certificate, you have to click the save CA details. So once you click the save CA details, these details will be saved and will be captured by the system. So it is to reiterate that the CA certificate is required only in case the stock details are entered where tax invoices are not available. So these type of details are to be indicated in table 8D of form GSTR 10. So once you upload the CA certificate, now you can see the table 8A, B, and C. So on the portal, table 8B, 8A, 8B, and C contains the details of inputs, and the inputs contained in semi-finished goods, and the final products input contained in final product, and the capital goods. So all these are categorized as the type of goods, and these three tables have been clubbed. I will show you how you can enter these details in the while filing the form GSTR 10. So here you can see that since we have not entered any record, it is showing that number of record as 0. So to start with, here we will click the goods with invoices. Now the first tab is GSTN central excise VAT wise summary. So the invoices are available with us that may vary, that might have been issued in the GST era or prior to the GST era. So once you have to click the add details in the blue button, and then the relevant form opens up. So here the suppliers registered under, you have to click from the drop down list. You have to select from the drop down list. If the relevant tax invoices pertaining to a stock available with you have been issued in the GST era, you have to select GST. If certain stock is there in which the tax invoices have been issued prior to GST era, that is in central excise or VAT era, then you will have to click on central excise / VAT. So you will enter the GSTIN number. Once you enter the GST number, the supplier name will be auto populated. Now, based on that stock which is available with you, you will have to enter the corresponding invoice or bill of entry number in the relevant column. Once you enter the this invoice, and then you will have to select the date from the calendar in the DDMM YYYY format, and then you can see the goods type are there. In the goods type, the inputs contained in the semi-finished goods are categorized as one, and the finished goods and the capital goods have been categorized as the another category. So you will have to choose the relevant category, which type of category the goods pertains, and then you will enter the description of such goods, in what name, what nomenclature these goods are known. So you will have to enter the unique quantity code by selecting the drop down menu of unique quantity code, and enter the quantity of stock which is available with you. So if you have issued any debit or credit note, and which have relevance to the ascertaining of taxable value, so that adjustment is taxable value is entered here after adjusting the impact of the credit or debit note, if any issued by the relevant supplier. So amount of ITC claimed, you will have to enter. These ITC claim you will be on the basis of the documents you have in your record. And then after entering such details, till such record is entered in this category, that is on which the input tax credit is required, on which the tax invoices are available, you will have to enter add further details, and then you click on save when you enter the details. So here you can see that such details can be added as many times as is required. So once you enter such details, these details are saved by the system, and you have a message pop up on your screen that your request has been accepted successfully, and this under the head processed invoice relevant details comes up, and you can see the relevant details. Here two icons are there. One is for edit, pen type icon is there for editing the details entered if it is required, and second is for deleting the details. If you have entered the totally incorrect details, you can delete it. So once you complete this process, then you will have to click on back tab. So you will come to the original screen, and you can see that while you have entered the details in the relevant tab A, 8B or 8C, you can see while we have entered the one number of record, the number record entered by us has been reflected, and whatever the value and the amount of central tax or the state tax has been entered by us, it is being reflected under the relevant tab. So next is column 8D. 8D pertains to enter details of stock where the suppliers were registered in GST or central excise or VAT. They might have been registered, but there is no tax invoices available with that person. So if the tax invoice is not available, then these stock details are to be entered under table 8D. So we will start that while we enter the details in tab D, this has two categories. That is goods without invoices, where we know the GST number or the central excise or VAT number of the supplier, or the second category is where we don't know even the registration number of such supplier, whether in GST era or prior to GST era. So these two categories will be clicked one by one if certain details are to be captured by us. So we will click on add details to open up this form, and these details we can see here that it is true that we don't have the input tax invoice concerning that stock, but we have the registration details. So we will have to select the GST or central excise VAT, and here we can see the once we enter the GST number and enter the item details, and we can save as many entries as are required. After entering such details, we can see that whatever invoice, there is a message pop up on our screen that our request has been accepted successfully, and the processed invoice details which have been entered by us and saved by us will reflect on our screen. So once the data filing in this tab is complete, we will click on tab. So the next table is the goods without to enter the goods or stock of goods without invoices, where the tax invoice is not available. But in this case, we don't know the registration number also of the concerned supplier in GST or prior to GST era. So once we click on add details, the relevant form is open. Now in 8D, you can see that there is serial number. In all other columns, there was GSTN number, and the goods were to be entered. Now there is serial number. On whatever stock you have availed the SANVAT ITC credit or the ITC credit, or all these records are to be serially numbered. So the relevant details are to be entered accordingly. So once you enter the serial number of such stock, the goods type you will have to select, the description you have to enter, the UQC unit quantity code you will have to select from the drop down list, total quantity, and the taxable value. Here it is important to mention that the taxable value in such case where the invoice is not available will be determined under the provision of Rule 44 of the CGST Act. So and the CS certificate will be accompanying with this for this certification for these details. So and the relevant tax ITC credit will be written here, will be entered here under the relevant tax head. And once you save on this, it is in similar matter as we have saw earlier, that whatever details we have entered, message pops up on your screen, and these details are you can see these details under processed records. And once after completing such entries, you click on back, and then you can see that in table 8D, like we have entered one record, it is showing as one record, and relevant entries for values and integrated tax, central tax, and other tax are shown as entered by us. So till this time, you can see that tab 9 and 10, that is amount of tax payable and paid, are grayed out. This will not work till we complete this process of entering details in table 8, B, C, and D, if whatever is required. And then you can see at the bottom of your screen that there is a preview button. Now you are advised to click this button, preview draft GSTR 10, and this will enable you to see the summary of the details you have entered under relevance tab in form GSTR 10. And you are required to verify the details, whether all the details entered are complete and correct or not. If there's something needs to be done for modification, you can come back by clicking on back and click on the relevant tab to enter such details and save and make it forward. So here we assume that we have completed all such details. Now you can see there that on the right hand side at the bottom of the screen, there is one button, proceed to file. So once you click proceed to file, only then the table 910 amount of tax payable and paid is enabled. So this is the preview of draft GSTR 10. Once we click on proceed to file button, you will see that now the message comes up on your screen that click the proceed to file for computation of tax, interest, and late fee. So here we can see that in such case the registration is cancelled, whether on the application by the taxpayer or by initiating the proceeding by the tax official. That person whose registration is cancelled is required under law to pay the tax liability, including the tax liability on the stock available with him. So these on the basis of the record entered in table 8A, B, and C, the amount of tax which he is liable to pay will be reflected, and the payment made by him will also be done by using the table 9 and 10. So after clicking the proceed to file, you can see that now after this is not grayed out. The table 9 and 10 is not grayed out. It is enabled now. So it reflects the total liability, whatever liability is there for the such cancelled registered person to pay will be reflected under table 910. And it will when you click on this, it will show you the available balance which is lying in the electronic cash ledger and the electronic credit ledger. So you will see the balance in your ledgers, and as well as you will see on your screen whatever the tax is payable by you. And you will also see if certain tax is while filing the application for registration in GST REG 16 by such taxpayer, he might have declared such a stock of goods and might have paid complete or the part payment on applicable on such stock of goods which is lying with him at the time of on the date of such event warranting such cancellation of registration. Then if he had paid such tax at that time, it will also, there is tab, you can see, yeah, it will be reflected in his screen also. And the balance tax payable, which is payable by such taxpayer after setting off the net, after setting off the tax already paid at the time of applying for cancellation of registration, the tax payable after setting off the cash ledger available balance and the credit ledger, the whatever tax is payable with him, it will be shown in the relevant tab. And these details, the paid through ITC, will be auto-populated based on the available balance in the electronic credit ledger. And on the extreme right, you can see that there is one tab, tax to be paid in cash. If your balance is not sufficient, balance available in the electronic cash ledger as well as the credit ledger is not sufficient to set off such liabilities on the stock, then such amount of tax will be reflected in such tab that this amount of tax is required to be paid in cash. So once you can see this, if it is required to be paid in cash, in that case, you can see that on the bottom there is one tab that is create challan. So here you are required to click on that tab to create challan for that. And once you click on create challan, challan is created. It has all the relevant details on which you have to for which you have to require such tax under respective heads, tax heads. And here it is one thing to mention that this amount, the tax amount or the other amount will not be editable. So the fixed amount you will have to create, and then you click on generate challan. After creation of challan, you will have to create on generate challan after selecting the mode of payment. Mode of payment, as you can see that you can pay through e-payment, or for certain threshold limit you can pay over the counter, and NEFT RTGS facility is also there. Once you click on generate challan, then you can see that challan, you can get a message on your screen that challan is successfully generated, and you can download such challan if you want to. And then there is, once you click on the mode of payment, suppose in this case we are clicking on net banking. Once you click on net banking, we can see that we can pay the tax by following the process. So now the tax is the applicable tax which is available on the which I was liable to pay on the stock of the inputs or the inputs contained in semi-finished goods, or the finished goods ITC available on input contained in finished goods, as well as the capital goods or the plant and machinery, whatever on the basis of the details entered in such stock, the relevant the tax amount will be equal to the ITC computed on such stock. So the such tax will be paid. Here you can see that again we can preview draft GSTR 10, and this is the preview of draft GSTR 10. Here we can also see whatever amount, whatever details have been entered and what was the tax payable and tax paid by us. So we can see in the draft stage. So now all the major things have been done. You will just have to select the checkbox for such for the declaration, and then they have to select the authorized signatory from the drop down list. And while you click on the drop down list, you will have to click on file GSTR 10. So then once you click on the file GSTR 10, the message comes up, you are about to agree to offset your tax, interest and late fee as entered by you in the relevant form, and the relevant form will amount will be deducted from electronic cash ledger. Here one difference in process is there. Like unlike the form GSTR 3B, where you can pay the tax and file the return subsequently, here both the process is simultaneous. It happens at the same time. That is, payment of tax cannot happen, and the payment of tax, applicable tax, and the filing of return is happen at the same time in the real time. So once you see the warning and click on yes to verify it, the on next screen you get the file with DSC and file with EVC. So once you click on the applicable, whichever mode is applicable to you, in case of EVC, you get an OTP on your registered email and mobile number. And once you validate that OTP and click on validate button, then you can see that you get a message on your screen that GSTR 10 or following GSTN has been successfully filed, and it contains the acknowledgement reference number, ARN details. And now the message about successful filing of this return also comes at your registered email ID and mobile number. So now you can see that status is given as filed. You can see once you filed, the status is changes filed. So after filing, you click on the back button, and you can see and you can see that there's a button at the top, at the bottom of the screen, that download filed GSTR 10. So by click on this button, you can see the downloaded. You can download the GSTR 10 which has been filed by you. So this is the PDF file. You can see that the watermark is given here is as final. So the final return has been filed, and this is the final copy after filing of such return. So this was the process of filing at GST portal, and now we have compiled some questions on the basis of queries raised by certain taxpayers. So what happens after form GSTR 10 is filed? So when the form GSTR 10 is filed, the portal on the portal ARN is generated, and an SMS and email are sent to the applicant on the registered email ID and mobile number, and the electronic cash and the electronic credit ledger will get updated after the successful set off of the liabilities. And there is also a corresponding entry in the electronic liability register of such taxpayer regarding the set off of such liability. So these return filed will be you can access in the record search, and the tax official of your jurisdiction can also view such return filed by you. So one person has asked, what will happen if form GSTR 10 is not filed? So the relevant provisions in section 46 prescribes that in such case, the notice in form GSTR 3A will be issued, and such defaulting taxpayer will be required to reply to such notice within 15 days. And if he doesn't files final return within such time, within the notice period, or doesn't reply, then based upon the information available with the department, and on the basis of the gathered information on from various sources, the such supplier's liability, tax liability will be determined, and order will be issued. And in such case, said person will be liable to pay such amount along with interest and the applicable penalty. So, but if after issuance of such notice, before issuance of order, if such person furnishes return, then such notice will be deemed to be withdrawn. But here, one thing very important is that for all the cancelled registrations which have been, in which the cancellation cancellation order have been issued from 1st of July 2017 till 16th of September 2018, all such in all such cases, final return can be filed by 15th of December 2018, because the 3 months time will be counted to start from the day from which this facility to file form GSTR 10 was enabled on GST portal. That was on 16th of September 2018. So all such taxpayers can file their final return till 15th of December That is 3 months time is there. So one person has asked, is it mandatory to file Form GSTR 10? Yes, it is mandatory to file Form GSTR 10 in case when GST registration is cancelled or surrendered. Can I file nil return in Form GSTR 10? Yes, if you have no such stock on which you have claimed ITC. So if no such stock is there, you can file nil return. In that case, you after entering the address communicate updating the communication details, you can straight away go to proceed to file tab and file nil GSTR 10 if facts require so. So one person has asked, I have filed Form GSTR 10. Can I revise it now? No, sir. Final return Form GSTR 10 cannot be revised once filed. So please take abundant caution while you enter the details of the stock available with you, as well as while you compute the ITC or the tax liability on it. So because once filed, it cannot be revised. One taxpayer has asked, I have applied for cancellation of registration. Can I still log into GST portal to file Form GSTR 10? Yes, if your login will remain active for the remaining activities. If you have certain returns to be filed up to the date of effective date of cancellation registration, you can do all the activities which are you are required to be you are required to do till that period, relevant to that period only, and not after date of cancellation or date of order of cancellation. So after the date of order of cancellation, for further period you will not be able to file return, but for preceding period you will be able to file such returns. So one taxpayer has asked, I am not able to file Form GSTR 10. Why? So uh, you can see the link of final return only if you have applied for cancellation of registration or the notice for cancellation of registration has been issued by the relevant tax authorities and the cancellation order have been issued in your case. Only then you can view the final return, because the final return is required to be filed only in case of cancelled registrations. So one person has asked, can I file Form GSTR 10 after discharging partial liability? No, sir. Whatever liability you declare on in GSTR 10, the GSTR 10 cannot be filed without setting off that liability at the time of filing of Form GSTR 10, that is final. My registration, another question is, my registration has been cancelled. Can I still file return for past periods during which my GSTN was active? So yes, in your case, you can file returns for the past periods in which your registration was active till the effective date of cancellation. You can file and pay tax and take all actions which were required till that effective date of cancellation pertaining to that, and not after the effective date of cancellation. So I would like to reiterate the subsection 3 of uh, section 29, that the cancellation of registration under this section shall not affect the liability of the person to pay tax and other dues under this act, or to discharge any obligation under this act for any period prior to the date of cancellation, whether or not such tax or other dues were determined before or after the date of cancellation. So you may refer section 29(3) in this regard. One very important question has been asked: can adjustment of liabilities is allowed for the payment which were made at the time of filing of Form GSTR 16 application for cancellation of registration? Yes, I have already covered it in my presentation that if any amount was paid at the time of filing application for cancellation of registration, that is Form REG 16, then such amount will be reduced from your liability to be payable at the time of filing of final return and will be displayed in table 9 and 10 accordingly. You can see this screenshot here for your reference, that the tax payable, and you can see there is relevant table if some tax is paid along with the application for cancellation of registration at the time of filing REG 16, then such tax will be reflected and the balance tax which is payable will be adjusted from the tax already paid. So one person has asked, can it be done offline? Yes, you can prepare the details of table 8A, 8B, 8C, and table 8D in GSTR return using the offline utility. And once you prepare such returns, you create a JSON file and then you upload the JSON file on the GST portal by clicking on File Online. So I will take some questions also by the viewers. I will take only the relevant questions which pertains to the topic of webinar. Mr. Prashant Nagdev has asked, I am facing the problem while submitting the final return. An error is coming up stating invalid summary payload. What to do in that case? Sir, if you have used the offline utility, you will have to check that the details given by you are correct and it passes the validation inbuilt in the offline utility. If the problem persists, you please contact our GST help desk and your issue will be resolved but you will have to furnish the necessary details like the screenshots of the error and the other details. Bapi Datta has asked, this is annual return? No, Datta sir, it is not the annual return. Annual return is different. It is the final return, which is filed only in case of cancellation of registration. Anchal Tamrakar has asked when the final return will be available in GST portal. Madam, it is already available since 16th of September 2018. It is available, and you can only those taxpayers whose registration has been cancelled by issuance of some order. Only those taxpayers will be able to view it on their dashboard. Rameshwar Galva has asked whether online GSTR 10 available. Yes, online GSTR 10 is available, sir. Neeraj Ramani has asked, is GSTR 10 for cancellation? Yes, Neeraj sir. It is for cancel registration only. And now it's all we have in this presentation today. If you have, we will upload this recording on YouTube channel of Goods and Services Network. If you have any query regarding this presentation, you may ask by clicking on the comment section below that presentation. So we will definitely try to answer all your queries. So these are the social media channels of Goods and Services Network. We are on Facebook in the name of GST Systems India. We have Twitter handle also in the name of Ask GS Tech. If you have any queries regarding any GST process portal processes relating to taxpayer, you can ask us on our Twitter handle. we regularly update our social media channels regarding the new functionalities and the application process and the troubleshooting tips. So please follow us on social media, subscribe our YouTube, our Facebook and Twitter channel. You please subscribe our YouTube channel also, where we have recording of all the previous webinars conducted so far, including many short films and computer-based training programs. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this is for conveying my gratitude to all of you. You have spared your valuable time for watching this presentation. I hope this is very useful for you. I convey my regards and thanks to Mr. Prakash Kumar, CEO, Mrs. Kajal Singh, EVP Services, Mr. Rajiv Agarwal, SVP, for the constant inspiration and support provided to me, and my training team members, Mr. Veer Singh, Mr. Satheshwaran, Ms. Neera Tamta, and Rekha Tathavat, who have supported me in all possible way in this presentation, and the services team member for their guidance, Mr. Jagmal Singh and Mr. Ashutosh Khetan. I will also thank my IT support team, Mr. Rajiv and Nitin, and the Mr. Shelu Rao and Mr. Dhrubajit of NEGD Digital India, who have provided us this wonderful platform to connect with you. So it's all from me, from Pankaj Arora today. Thank you for watching. I definitely appreciate your patient hearing. Thank you so much. Stay connected. Jai Hind.